nurse, she stared at the monitor, and then she looked at me and said, "There's not one heartbeat, there's two. Twins." I thought she was talking to somebody else, about somebody else. I couldn't even delve into my emotions and pick out a feeling. Twins! Oh my goodness. And she looked back at the monitor, and then looked back at me. And for the life of me, I couldn't imagine what she was going to say next. And she said, "There was a third child, but there's no heartbeat." And as I tried to process all this information, I could hear a shout in the corner, "There's a third heartbeat." It was triplets. Triplets. Wow. A half an hour later, we were in the car, driving out the hospital gates, taking a right for Westport. I smiled all night. The next day, I cried. That was 14 years ago this week. And what a life-changing experience. And we brought them home. We brought them home on a Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. Tea time in Ireland. Now it was tea time in Westport. Now it was tea time at the Rings household. Wah, 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 as we came in the door. 3 babies, hungry. A new start for us. But we were organised. We had a sitting room that we hadn't done up. So we got the 3 wooden cots and put them at the top of the room. And then we got a banqueting table. One like you would see at a function for a dinner dance or, buffet. We put a tablecloth on top, and then we landed everything on top. Nappies, vests, baby grows, cardigans, tops, blankets, you name it. We felt there was no point asking a person, a friend or a neighbour, to go upstairs to the hot press and get a little pink fluffy vest, 0 to 3 months. Or maybe go to the far side and get a little 0 to 3 blue vest. We thought, what was our hot press going to look like for the next 2 years? And then we had 3 little billboards, like they'd have for the bingo, the little clip cards. And we had one for each cot. And then we went to the hospital and we got the hospital charts and we photocopied them in their hundreds. So what we did was we put a hospital chart on the clipboard, put it back on the cot. So the idea was, if you came to help, you picked up a child, then you picked up the clipboard. And then you recorded everything that you did with the child. Did you feed them? Did you burp them? How much did they chuck? Did they take it? Did they give it back? And most importantly, the content in the napping. and then the next person would know, well, this child has had 3 ounces, she's had a burp, she's had a bowel movement, everything is grand. And then one evening I glanced at one of the charts and I thought, the child hasn't had a bowel movement for about a day and a half. So we better go and fix that. So we've got the hot water and the sugar, dose the child, everything grand. 10 minutes later, the landline rang, and the lady that was helping us that day just said, "Sorry about that, they had a bowel movement, I just didn't fill it in." They had 2 actually. Okay, so that was a very eventful evening, but the charts worked. And talking about feeding, one Sunday afternoon I went to the kitchen, heated my bottle, and walked into the sitting room, ready to feed my child, and Joe said, rather briskly, "I'll have that bottle." I said, No, that's my bottle." "No, if you get another bottle, then I can take this bottle." I said, "No, that's my bottle. You get your bottle from your child." And as you can imagine, we were tired parents, very tired parents. But the tension lifted. My bottle, your bottle, you get it. If you get it, I'll start it. And then I spotted the baby monitor in the corner. And all this language was going out of the kitchen to my mother. Who was cleaning and washing the bottles. And my poor mother doesn't know how to argue. She doesn't even know how to argue. So if we had an argument, she wouldn't mention it, and then she thought we were going to separate, and then she would. So I pointed to the monitor, and so we turned into a lovely role-playing thing of happy families, happy parents, everything, just so my mother would go home content, because she wouldn't say anything. And one of the nicest things, when you'd go to town, people would say, "If you want a hand, we'd come out and help." And one day I was in town and a lady said, "I'd love to help sometime," and I thanked her very much, but I thought, well, I don't know her very well. Then I went to walk away with the buggy, and her daughter ran after me and she said, "My mother would really like to help." So Maureen was co-opted on. Friday evenings, Maureen and me and Joe, I thought. But Joe thought, extra help, I go for pints, and Maureen comes to stay. So then there was little old me, the triplets, and the new co-opted woman, Maureen. So that was fine. But Joe has a nice side. So when he was ready to go for his 2 hours, it was 2 pints. He popped his head, head, not body, just the head in case he gets a job. So you're all okay here, I'm just after my 2 pints. Maureen, would you like anything? Open she'd say, you know, I'd love a ham and cheese toasted sandwich on rye bread, which is just a scrape of mustard. I nearly dropped the child with the laugh. I thought it was so funny. Joe couldn't believe it was going to request a sandwich. But he did it, planted her on her leg, and off he went. But every Friday night, she came for 3 months, every Friday night Joe would bing into the microwave, little quiche for Maureen, popped it on her lap, and off he went for his 2 hours. And there was no delay. So they're the really good memories, but what I really, to capture all the feelings and the niceness of all the people that helped, I remember saying to the famous toasted sandwich Maureen one evening, we don't have Mary coming tomorrow, but we have Agnes. And her reply, I think, just brings up the whole niceness of everybody and how nice they were, because her reply was, well, that's fine. She said, it doesn't really matter who's loving them. She didn't say who's minding them. And I thought, well, you know what, that really sums everything up. I thought that was so lovely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little glimpse of the last 14 years in our house. And here's to the next 14 years. I think it probably will pass in triple time. Let's hope with triple joy.
Eithne's speech was 6 minutes 34.
6:34, and Eithne's speech will be evaluated by Mary Davis Kelly. And now we'll break for coffee. Coffee is available here in the corner.